Hello, my name is Valerie A. Campbell, founder of The Secret Vibe, author of The Difference. Please excuse the background noise. It's the gardener. He's just doing some community cleaning up. So, my new book is called The Difference, and it's a very thought provoking book. That's the feedback that I'm getting from a lot of the readers. And I wanted to share an experience which I actually didn't document in the book. However, I feel it would be a teaser or an opening for you to know to go in that direction if you feel so inclined to know more. So, when I was in Thailand last year, 2019, I haven't been away this year, I felt compelled to do that. I felt compelled to go. I felt like the Holy Spirit was saying to me, Valerie, you need to go on holiday. Me and you need to reason. And I had got myself into a habit where I spoke with Spirit every single morning. Um, I promised Holy Spirit, it was almost like a pact that every morning we should speak and commune. Because I can't lean on my understanding. You can't lean on your own understanding because all you have is perspective. And there is so much that lies beyond your perspective. You're an unlimited being, and your physicality limits you. So you're a spiritual being made in the image of God, and so there's so much more to you than what your physical senses allow you to see. Yes, or what your perception allows you to see. So when I was in Thailand, it was a particularly beautiful evening. And as I walked along the curve of the beach, the coastline of the beach, I paused. And as I stood there with my eyes closed and my feet pressed against the warm sand, and I felt the ebb of the water kissing my toes, a question came to me, a thought came to me. And the thought was, am I at the beginning or am I at the end of the beach? I was contemplating whether I should continue forwards or retrace my steps. And it occurred to me just at that moment, was I at the beginning or whether I was at the end? And you see, in the closing of my eyes, I had released all perspective, all understanding, all meaning of how I felt I was positioned. So I just want you to digest that for a moment. I had dropped all perspective, all understanding of how I felt I was positioned. And so what was left when one drops one's perspective, what is left? You see, in that moment, I realized that I was at the beginning and the end of the beach. I was at the end and the beginning of my journey. It was as if both points, beginning and end, were at exactly the same point. And I realized that not only was I at the beginning and the end of my journey, or the beach, depending on how you want to look at it, the coastline, I was neither at the beginning nor at the end of the beach, unless, and this is the point here, unless I chose to see it that way. Has the penny dropped? It was an epiphany. It was an aha moment. It was an awakening. Whatever you like to call it. And I understood in that moment why our creator, our manufacturer says that he is the Alpha and the Omega. He is all-inclusive. He is one. He is not the beginning or the end. He is both. There is no difference. Revelation 1:8 says, I am the Alpha and the Omega, who is and who was and who is to come. And this tells us that God is ubiquitous in nature. He is everywhere at the same time. Unlike us, limited with our physicality, that's what makes us unique. And therefore, as unique beings, we cannot see all as God does. Therefore, we have to rely on God's understanding. So in the same vein, when you release your perspective and meaning of any given situation, what is left is oneness, a joining together, connection. So, talking about any given situation, it is neither up or down. Let's continue in the same vein. It is neither up nor is it down unless you choose to see it that way. Without your meaning, it is together. It is both up and down. There is no difference. It is neither left nor is it right unless you choose to see it that way. Without your meaning, it is both left and right. There is no difference. It is neither evil or good unless you choose to see it that way. Without your meaning, it is both evil and good. There is no difference. It is neither cause nor is it effect unless you choose to see it that way. Without your meaning, it is both cause and effect. There is no difference. It is neither formless nor is it formed unless you choose to see it that way. Without your meaning, it is both formed and formless. There is no difference. It is neither right nor is it wrong unless you choose to see it that way. Without your meaning, it is both right and wrong. There is no difference. Here's another one. It is neither yes nor is it a no unless you choose to see it that way. Without your meaning, it is both yes and no. There is no difference. You getting it? You getting the gist of this? It is neither Mr. Right or Mr. Wrong unless you choose to see it that way. Without your meaning, this person is Mr. Right and Mr. Wrong. There is no difference. So within that context, God showed me that He is one. And what is one cannot be divided in on itself. There are no opposites unless you choose to see it that way. Just because you have chosen to not see your oneness doesn't mean it isn't so. You see persons and things not as they are, but as who you are. And that is what I titled this article that I wrote yesterday. You can find it on www.valerieacampbell.com/blog. I almost said bog there. And I just thought I'd give it some visual. I wanted to do a YouTube video based on it because it's quite profound. And what does it mean to be one? What does it mean to be one? What does it mean to acknowledge that you are one with your brother and sister? How does that translate into real life? I would appreciate your comments. But one of the things that does come to mind is it is neither received nor is it given unless you choose to see it that way. Without your meaning, it is both received and given. There is no difference. And the word tells us that, doesn't it? When you give, you receive. And why is that? It's because we are one. So it's for us to not recognize or to stop thinking that we are separate from another. Think how your life would change if you related to someone else as your brother or your sister as being one with them. Try it on for size this week. And I'd really like to get your comments on it. Hit me up on my website, www.valerieacampbell.com/contact, and share with me your comments. This journey started for me from receiving the word from God's Spirit that there is no difference between right and wrong. Completely didn't make sense to me, but I knew it was a divine, profound truth that I had heard. And now it sent me off in a direction of more understanding. How deep does the rabbit hole go? Anyway, I hope that you found this thought-provoking. Think about it, meditate on it, and you will see that it is truth. The divine in me bows to the divine in you. Oh, and one more thing before I go. If you want to know more, you can visit valerieacampbell.com and you can purchase a copy of the book, The Difference, for more thought-provoking truth. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.